Ernie Barnes is one of the most phenomenal people I've ever met. He's got a big heart, he's got a sharp mind, and he's got a true passion for the livestock business and the people that are within it. And I just don't know if there's anybody that can rival that passion.
I grew up in Mississippi. I'm the son of a Baptist preacher. My dad really wanted us to have as good a livestock as any, and he built a fire in me and my two brothers. By the time I went to Mississippi State, we had about 50 mama cows and 25 Yorkshire sows, and we're selling about 25 to 30 Yorkshire boars a year. The only reason I went to Mississippi State to school was to be on the livestock judging team. When I first got out of school, I wanted to be an area livestock agent. But Dr. Miller found me a job as a Yorkshire fieldman for the southeastern United States. I think one of the things I've enjoyed the most as a Yorkshire fieldman was getting to go to the pig sales. I'd never been around ringmen, didn't know what ringmen were supposed to do. And with Dan Baker and Mark Pickle as my mentors, Glenn Knatzer, they taught me what ringmen were supposed to do. And from that, I had the opportunity to go to work with the American Landrace Association as their CEO, even though back in those days we called them executive secretaries. While I was there, I had the opportunity to serve on NPPC's board of directors. One day we were sitting in a meeting, and the American Pork Congress had been the largest species event in the country. We were losing attendance, and they said, we've got to have a new event. So for the lack of a better name, we started nicknaming it World Pork Expo. Next thing I know, Orville Sweet says, you're the guy that needs to manage that. And I said, I like the way you're thinking. So loaded up the family, and we moved to Des Moines, Iowa. That's been almost 45 years ago. Since then, I've been the manager of Expo, helped with junior activities, still worked lots of sales, substituting for other ringmen, and still worked quite a few pig sales. In addition to doing that, I worked with youth programs like 4-H and FFA. I was the liaison between Pork Board and those activities. Another position I had, I was the Western Regional Representative. So everything west of Colorado, I worked with the state associations, helping those people do check-off programs as well as non-check-off activities back in my NPPC days. So I've got to know a lot of people over the years all over the country, and really enjoy those friendships.
I've known Ernie for over 40 years. First ran into him in the development of the World Pork Expo. I was on that committee, so was Ernie. Ernie, of course, went on to shepherd the creation of it. I would say Ernie is a force of nature. And the reason I say that is that whether or not it's being a ringman for llama sales, or showing fainting goats, or having served as a fieldman for a breed association, he's just been immersed in livestock agriculture forever. He's got a heart as big as it can be, while at the same time he will tell you the truth. He doesn't really suffer fools gladly, but the reverse side of it is that he's very kind and open. And sometimes he comes off maybe a little gruff to some people, and the reality is he's a big marshmallow. If the producers really appreciated you and respected you, they'd call you a hog man. And for Ernie, Ernie's a hog man. He deserves that honor.
Yeah, how I met Ernie was through the livestock industry, and it's really two things. It's through growing up showing pigs, and our family, our two girls that still show pigs. How long I've known him, I don't know. Seems like forever, but known Ernie through the show ring and really the judging ring ranks is how I got to know him, and then obviously through the National Pork Board. And a funny story about that is, for a long time as a young person, I thought the National Pork Board had one staff member, and that staff member was Ernie Barnes. Ernie's impact has been phenomenal in the livestock industry, and it's about his passion for people, but he's all about relationships, and he wants to know more about the people than the business transaction, and he cares about everyone and their families and how their operations are going. And it seems like when you're having a bad day, Ernie Barnes will call or text just out of the blue, and his timing is perfect in terms of building relationships and caring about the humans that are actually behind the livestock. Ernie's got a big passion for youth, and so we talk about all the people, but his impact on an 8-year-old 4-H kid showing a pig at the Madison County Fair in Winterset, Iowa, he plants a seed in them that says what you're doing is important, the role you play is important, and he has that impact on young people to say keep going. And so we think of him as working with adult producers, right, and stock people across the country, but never lose sight of his passion for young people, his commitment to coaching 4-H and FFA livestock judging teams, because he understands that the next generation is important.
I feel like I'm in high cotton. When you got folks like Dan Hogue and Daryl Anderson, two people that are, I don't know if I'd call them my mentors, but certainly good friends that we've appreciated over lots and lots of years. I really appreciate the opportunity to receive this award.